Hello everyone. My name is Noah James Gonzalez. Friends and families call me Nonong Gonzalez, a name given to me by my grandpa which I like, and a name which established my identity. I invite you, together with my mom Angelia, Grandma Nancy, Tita Gian, and my grandpa Jimmy, to come travel with me as I journey around the world to see the beautiful places, its people and culture, and taste its native delicacies. The Seine is a 777-kilometer river and an important commercial waterway within the Paris Basin in the north of France. It rises at Source-Seine, 30 kilometers northwest of Dijon and northeastern France in the Langres plateau, flowing through Paris and into the English Channel at Le Havre and Honfleur on the left bank. It is navigable by ocean-going vessels as far as Rouen, 120 kilometers from the sea. Over 60% of its length, as far as Burgundy, is negotiable by commercial riverboats, and nearly its whole length is available for recreational boating. Excursion boats offer sightseeing tours of the riverbanks and Paris, lined with top monuments including Notre Dame, the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre Museum, and Musée d'Orsay. There are 37 bridges within Paris and dozens more spanning in the river outside the city. Examples in Paris include the Pont Alexander III and Pont Neuf, the latter of which dates back to 1607. Outside the city, examples include the Pont de Normandie, one of the longest cable-stayed bridges in the world, which links Le Havre to Honfleur. The Basilica of the Sacred Heart of Paris, commonly known as Sacré-Cœur Basilica and often simply Sacré-Cœur, is a Roman Catholic church and minor basilica dedicated to the Sacred Heart of Jesus in Paris, France. a popular landmark and the second most visited monument in Paris. The basilica stands at the summit of the butte Montmartre, the highest point in the city. Sacré-Cœur Basilica is above all a religious Catholic building, shown by its perpetual adoration of the Holy Eucharist since 1885, and is also seen as a double monument, political and cultural, both a national penance for the defeat of France in the 1870 Franco-Prussian War and for the socialist Paris Commune of 1871, crowning its most rebellious neighborhood and an embodiment of conservative moral order, publicly dedicated to the Sacred Heart of Jesus, which was an increasingly popular devotion since the vision of Saint Margaret Mary Alacoque in Paris-Monial. The basilica was designed by Paul Abadi. Construction began in 1875 and was completed in 1914. The basilica was consecrated after the end of World War I in 1919. The inspiration for Sacré-Cœur design originated on 4 September 1870, the day of the proclamation of the Third Republic, with a speech by Bishop Fournier attributing the defeat of French troops during the Franco-Prussian War to a divine punishment after a century of moral decline. Since the French Revolution, in the wake of the division in French society that arose in the decades following that revolution between the both Catholics and legitimate royalists on one side and Democrats, secularists, socialists, and radicals on the other. This schism and the French social order became particularly pronounced after the 1870 withdrawal of the French military garrison protecting the Vatican in Rome to the front of the Franco-Prussian War by Napoleon III. The secular uprising of the Paris Commune of 1870, 1871, and the subsequent 1871 defeat of France and the Franco-Prussian War. Due today, the Basilica is asserted to be dedicated in honor of the 58,000 who lost their lives during the war. The decree of the Assemblée Nationale, 24 July 1873, responding to a request by the Archbishop of Paris involving its construction, specifies that it is to expiate the crimes of the Commune. Montmartre had been the site of the Commune's first insurrection, and the Communards had executed Georges Darboy, Archbishop of Paris, who became a martyr for the resurgent Catholic Church. His successor, Gebert, climbing the butte Montmartre in October 1872, was reported to have had a vision as clouds dispersed over the panorama. It is here where the martyrs are. It is here that the Sacred Heart must reign, so that it can reckon all to come. In the moment of inertia following the resignation of the government of Adolphe Thiers, 24 May 1873, Francois Play, Bishop of Poitiers, expressed the national yearning for spiritual renewal. The hour of the Church has come, that would be expressed through the government of moral order of the Third Republic, which linked Catholic institution with secular ones, in a project of religious and national renewal, the main feature of which were the restoration of monarchy and the defense of Rome within a cultural framework of official piety, of which Sacré-Cœur is the chief lasting triumphalist monument. The 24 July decree voting its construction as a matter of public utility followed close on Thiers' resignation. The project was expressed by the Church as a national vow, and a financial support came from parishes throughout France. The dedicatory inscription records the basilica as the accomplishment of a vow by Alexander Legentel and Hubert Rohault de Fleury, ratified by Joseph Hippolyte Gebert, Archbishop of Paris. The project took many years to complete. As I pause here, I hope you enjoy our ride. Don't forget to watch my next episode, and please hit the red subscribe button below, for it means so much for me. Until next time, thank you so much. Special thanks to Julius Manalo and Erica Candelaria.